We are finishing up in the Stone Creek kitchen with Executive Chef Jared Lupin from DownUnder Wines Bistro in Gilbert. And he's already showed us how to make oyster flambe, crocodile spring rolls, and now he's going to make ahi tuna Wellington. Yes, I said it right.
Yes, you got it. It works.
I have had a hard time saying that for the last couple of minutes. So let's talk a little bit about what it takes to make this and how it's different from, say, a beef Wellington or something.
Okay, well, obviously we're going to change it up with a little ahi. So instead of beef, pork, lamb, we're going to grab this nice beautiful piece of fish. This is the end chain tail, so you just get that center loin, clean it up a little bit, and you get a nice beautiful fillet just like this.
Okay.
And then I've just rubbed it in a little brown sugar and some secret spices. It's actually going to be a little chipotle rub, coriander, cumin, cardamom, dark chili, light chili. So just a good, nice rub on it.
And then definitely that Asian influence with all of those.
A little bit of that, yeah. Well, spices in general kind of bounce around. If you go to Mexico and you add chocolate to a curry, take out the curry, you have a mole. If you go to Middle East, take out the chocolate, there you have a curry. So very close as far as gastronomy is concerned.
And that's sushi grade right there?
Yeah. Okay. Actually, this is a great loin. You can see it marbles the right way. It's good to go. And then I just like to fry sear it. So just drop it in here, sear all four sides, or just give it a nice roll, just so it seals the meat. Sealing the meat is very key. That's a big part of what most people don't really understand about cooking, is that everyone says, well, I have my chicken, I sear the other side, I sear the other side. Now you've just created a hard gap on both sides. And the issue with that is when you create that hard gap, again, it's harder to cook the
flavor is going to go in.
Exactly, and that's the most difficult thing that most people really don't grasp, is the whole sear. Now if you're doing beef, I like to sear beef and fish kind of the same. I sear one side, chuck in the oven, or let it carry over. The internal temperature will rise, it'll go through the cold pan, hit the sear, and cook everything evenly. So that's kind of my big thing, taking spices into account. Obviously you don't want to burn them, so cold pan, dry spices, depending on what you're doing. But again, just a nice light sear. I like to give it a little more love, just let it carry over. It's a nice piece of fish, good chunk size.
What I find a lot of times with seared ahi, I end up really relying on the sauce that I dip it in for the flavor. So I end up tasting the flavor, and really the ahi is just the vessel that that the sauce gets into my mouth. What I like about this is that you've actually seasoned that. So we're going to have kind of that seared flavor, and I use that term loosely, with all of the ingredients that you kind of let that kind of sit in for a while.
And that's the idea, is that you really do want to enforce those flavors. Not a lot of people, I think, really grasp that concept. A lot of people do the salt and pepper and sear. That's great. We get a little salt, we get a little pepper, but that's everything else, even commercial America. So I'm kind of like someone who likes to step back and do, again, direct flavors. That's my big thing. So if we can do direct flavors, we can do them. Obviously here we're going to do it. We're using a little avocado, pistachio, basil pesto. So it's got avocado, basil, pistachio, and we just make it into pesto and
it's really good.
Right?
Really, really good.
Of flavor, really herby. I'm sure you can smell it at home, folks. Smell-o-vision on the way. So we're working on that.
And now, when we add that, that kind of, like that kind of paste, if you will, a pesto, a paste, is it going to make it difficult for this breading, or
no, the breading, again, this is where you're going to see flash frying at its most, I guess I'd say the heightened point, because all we're going to really do is we're going to wrap this little monster up just lightly enough, just so it seals itself. I like using water, again, on puff like that. Sometimes most people say, well, the water's not going to work, it's not going to hold, but it really will. And again, we're just going for a flash fry, so worst case scenario, it cooks the tuna, it's still already seared. So.
I'm really so, just amazed at how you come up with these ideas. Do you have some kind of recipe that you've modified where, obviously
I guess a beef Wellington, but for the most part, a lot of it just kind of comes to me. Food as an open palette in itself is just open. It's very versatile. Everything you want to do, anything you want to do, you can play with it. Just don't give up. That's a big thing. You start with cookies with grandma, and next thing you know, you're playing with fondant. So I don't know. The younger generation are definitely going to be the greatest little pastry chefs and I guess culinarians in general. So.
Okay, so that's going to go in there, and this is going to be a...
We're just going to drop that in there and let that go.
Flash fry.
So, flash fry, exactly. As soon as the skin is crispy, we'll take it out, we'll let it rest. It might pop open, but that's part of the game, unfortunately. I love the puff pastry myself. Sometimes it lets go, sometimes it doesn't.
Either way, it's still good.
Yeah,
well, I want to let people know, remind me where you're at.
Okay, we're on Warner and McQueen. That's going to be the corner right by, there's a Salvation Army there. A lot of good fun stuff in that complex, but it's going to be the northeast corner. So.
Northeast corner of McQueen and Warner.
Right.
And we're going to have these recipes on SonoraLiving.com a little later today.
You can do them at home. Puff pastry itself is a little funny. It likes to play around with me, but...
Well, we'll let you continue to play, and then I'm going to try this coming up in a little bit. But as I'm sure you would agree with this, all of his recipes are in pencil. So if you don't want crocodile, You use the same kind of...
You can use chicken.
You can use chicken.
You can use anything you want, yeah,
and
exactly.
You just kind of use his as the guide. And then you would fully endorse that.
Fully endorse it, yeah, definitely. Lots of things out there to play with. Don't give up pork, anything you want to do. Get a grinder, have some fun with it.
Have some fun with it.